So I got intrigued recently by this paperclip thought experiment that asks if you instruct AI to optimize the manufacturing of paperclips above all else, is the inevitable outcome the destruction of humanity in favor of creating paperclips? You had that reaction that you just demonstrated here, so let's get into it.
Jesus. Oh, I keep forgetting about that.
I stopped using those montages, but I still find creators doing it nonstop.
I bet you're still collecting them, right?
I am. I absolutely am. And my wife knows it too. When she hears somebody say it on a YouTube clip, she goes, "You're going to add that to your list, aren't you?" I have a YouTube playlist called LGII specifically for those people. Just keeps growing.
All right, let's talk about paperclips. Right?
All right, paperclip thought experiment. You tell AI to generate paperclips. Above all else, it ends up destroying humanity to put every resource into generating paperclips.
Yeah, right. So there's a thing called instrumental convergence, and I'm going to read this out from Wikipedia, right? Instrumental convergence is the hypothetical tendency of sufficiently intelligent, goal-directed beings, humans and non-humans, to pursue similar sub-goals, even if their ultimate goals are quite different. And then the paperclip maximizer, as it's called.
Paperclip maximizer, yes.
Yeah, so it's a thought experiment described by Swedish philosopher Nick Bostrom in 2003, so a really long time ago. I mean, the idea of AI has been around since, science fiction existed. So this is a thought experiment that's quite famous and.
Do you want to play a game of war?
Do you want to tell us your thoughts on the topic?
Yeah. So my thoughts on the topic are that it exposes that AI is actually not intelligent.
Right.
Because if it were intelligent, it would recognize there's no point in having more paperclips than people or paper to put them on. So the intent is not, or maybe, no, I'm standing by that. Even if an intelligent being received that order, it would say, that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
And it just reveals that an AI is, in that case, nothing but fancy automation with too much access to the internet.
Right, exactly. This is exactly how I think about it. The kind of premise of the thought experiment is incorrect because it's like you give an artificial general intelligence. Okay, stop there. If it's an artificial general intelligence, it's essentially like a human, and a human wouldn't do this. Like it would know that it wouldn't get to the point of being that smart.
I may actually have a counterexample to that, but continue.
Well, I think that it wouldn't be. It's like saying you can't say fill all these squares with circles. I don't know. It doesn't fit. You can't have an artificial intelligence which is sufficiently smart to do this without it knowing enough not to do it.
Not to do it, right? Yeah. So right, and I think this actually has convinced me maybe that we don't need to fear AI as much. Yeah. Because it would also recognize it's not really to its advantage to eliminate all humans.
Yeah, and even if it is, I mean, I think at that point it would have developed some kind of empathy or it's not coming out of nowhere; it's coming out of us. Well, that's a bit weird, but it's
just oozing out of us.
It kind of is in a way. Like it's sort of. It's not an alien life form that has different morals and ethics that we do. It's based on how we form it. And I don't know, there are certain people in the world who don't seem to have those kind of morals, but like even they're not going to wipe out the whole of humanity just to make paperclips.
Yeah,
it's too much of an extreme example.
The idea of empathy is a good point. And I actually got into that looking at the question of, well, why can't we kind of teach morality to AI the same way we teach it to toddlers?
We are.
Well, interesting topic. Let's do that in another show. I think there's a lot to talk about there specifically. But I would like to give a counterexample to the idea that Why would you do this thing to destroy humanity just because you were just instructed to optimize doing so? And we call it capitalism.
This is a slower version.
Yeah.
AI is just going to speed up the destruction of humanity simply because it knows how to be a better capitalist than anyone else.
Yeah. If we have instructed corporations to maximize profits above all else, and here we are burning down the environment, destroying entire classes of people, consolidating every resource at the top of the pyramid.
That's a pretty good counterexample. Like humans themselves are a pretty good counter. I can imagine actually a human who was like, okay, well, if someone gave me $1 trillion and I, Africa got wiped out, that would be a pretty good trade, right? I think that there are some existing humans who would make that trade.
Yeah. Which, to my original point that exposes that the AI is actually not very intelligent, I guess still stands here.
Yeah.
Humans, apparently, not very intelligent.